Hola guys and girls and welcome to GBA Week 10. The Borussia Donphan are facing off against the San Diego Chimchargers, coached by none other than Lord Emvee. He is currently doing very well in this season. Hit record wise, he is actually at the #1 spot from this season, so a very tough opponent to face. We faced the San Diego franchise twice before. One time we won, one time we lost, so we can use this match very nicely as a tiebreaker for the overall head-to-head matchup of Donphans versus Chimchargers. But either way, looking just at this match and the importance in the overall race, it is in conference match, but Emvee is not really in the playoff race and participating right now. He's like way ahead of everyone. I don't know if he's already confirmed for playoffs, but if not, he's very close. So the two guys I'm racing with are Gio and Joey. So it's not like a really important match, but still it is, because these last 3 weeks I need to win basically every match if I want to make playoffs guaranteed, barring Joey and Gio slip up some more. Then I can potentially make playoffs earlier, but till then I basically need to win every match if I don't want to rely on others helping me out to reach the playoffs. So it's still a very detrimental match, basically through that it's a very late match in the season, and right now every match is important for me. So going into this, we want to win every time, but right now in the last 3 weeks the pressure is on, not only on me but on Gio and Joey as well. Every one of those three is so close to the playoff race. Currently I am ahead, 1 win ahead of both of them, and my differential is very nice as well, so even if they catch up to 1 win, it's very likely that I'm still ahead. But I don't want to really rely on differential, because once you start relying on differential, you are relying on, very flimsy stuff to make playoffs. So I'd rather just keep being 1 win ahead till the last week. But that's basically the whole history of the match. The usual shoutouts at the beginning of the match. Shout out to the CommonDude once again for recording this match for me, and shout out to BlueRouge for joining this team for me. All the links will be in the description. Definitely check them out. You already should know them probably. I shouted them out already throughout the season. Great dudes overall. Same goes of course for the other guys which gent and recorded for me. And that's basically all I ask. Click on the link, see if you find something you like. If you do, so you subscribe, you follow, because Twitter, YouTube stuff. And if not, you gave them a chance. That's all I'm asking. But either way, now, looking at the team preview. If you want to know more about my team, I of course uploaded my team builder yesterday, so you can check that out. You can see more in detail what my spreads are, what I expect for him to bring, what his biggest threats are, what my biggest threats are, what my plan is going into this match, why I have this coverage. All these questions you can get answered in the team builder. Link to that is in the description. Looking at my opponent's team, he brought the Kyurem, Tapu Koko, Gligar, Empoleon, Silvally, and the Magmortar. And if you one big thing I see right here is that there is no Hoopa Unbound, and I'm so happy with that. I had no switch in Hoopa Unbound at all, and thankfully I don't need to worry about that. Other than that, he brought basically what I expected. The Magmortar was a bit of a surprise. Expected like something like Hoopa Unbound for sure there, maybe one of his Regenerator Core of Slowbro and Amoonguss, but I see why they're not coming. I have mons which capitalize on them very well. But other than that, not big surprises. The Kyurem, but like just seeing what it probably is. Magmortar is one of his Z-mons, Tapu Koko as well. I will have to scout who it is, but Kyurem could be Scarf to guarantee just be my Kyurem, could be Habanberry to deal with my Kyurem, could be like just a life up set, a bulky set. There are a lot of options. Then same for Tapu Koko. I'm pretty sure about the coverage it will have. It will have Thunderbolt, U-Turn, Dazzling Gleam, and then Hidden Power Ice or Brave Bird. I'm pretty sure, because then he hits my whole team. Gligar, most likely special defensive. Empoleon, probably his Hazard Remover and Defogger and Stealth Rocker, because it's the only Stealth Rocker. He has some. Oh wait, no, he has Gligar as well. Never mind me. So yeah, probably defensive, but he got very creative with Empoleon sets already. So who knows? Then the Silvally, most likely Silvally Dark or Silvally Normal to deal with my Gengar. And then Magmortar has a lot of variants. It could be Assault, could be Choice Scarf, could be Z, so I will have to scout throughout the match what it is. But in general, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing right here. Not Hoopa Unbound instead of the Magmortar, and I'm decently happy with that. Now, looking at lead matchup, what I already set in Team Builder, I will lead with my Mesprit. Is a Choice Scarf variant. Oh, by the way, for all which don't have the time for Team Builder, very short overview of my team. Choice Scarf Mesprit, Fighting Z Gengar, especially bulky Kyurem, Mega Man 4-attack Mega Manectric, Choice Scarf Crocodile, and speedy, bulky Fiddy. There we go. So, looking at his team, I want to lead with my Mesprit, because in theory it outspeeds everything, barring of course our Choice Scarf on his part. And if he leads Koko, I can click knock off right away, scout out what item it is, scout out if he's Z Crystal. If he's not Z Crystal, that means the Magmortar is most likely his Z-mon. And I can get rid of potential boosting items, which allows my Kyurem to beat the Tapu Koko 1v1 in every scenario. But yeah, that's basically it. Looking at the matchup now, let's click the play button and see what Emvee decides to lead with. The screen goes black, and it goes once again here for Emvee, who is challenging us to this match. Of course, like I said, we are hitting out Mesprit, and he actually leads with his Kyurem. So, I don't know anything about this Kyurem yet. I know Kyurem is very bulky, so I actually decided to just U-turn out into my Tapu Fini. It's a great check to this. Immune to Dragon, resist the Ice Stab. So, the only thing he could hit me is with a Hidden Power. Tapu Fini, of course, very bulky. So I'm just going to U-turn out. The headbutt would have done to like 30%, stuff like that. So it's not really worth it staying in that and taking like a 50-60% Ice Beam potentially. Either way, I do switch out into my Walnut, which is the Tapu Fini, hoping to catch the Dragon move, hoping to catch an Ice move on this thing. And Scam, of course, out with the Fairy move. Like you can see right here, he does make a nice prediction, goes for a Hidden Power, which is, like you can see, super effective with my Fini. I'm actually expecting Hidden Power Electric, because that, of course, is potentially Electric Terrain boosted, but could be Grass, could be Poison, but most likely Electric. Either way, I do just go for Nature's Madness right here, predicting him to switch out. Like you can see, the Hidden Power Electric did less than half, and from his damage, actually, I can tell that it's expert belt damage, because it did too little for just Timid, did too much for just Timid and too less for just Modest. There we go. Either way, he does switch into Magmortar. Very ballsy switch on his part, since he did brought that in. I'm definitely expecting this guy to have right now something like on the likes of T-Bolt, Z Solar Beam, Z T-Bolt even, because even though it is of course a nice switch into the Fairy move, it's not a nice switch into the next Water move I could dish out, and I definitely can take any hit from this. So I'm just going to switch out into my specially defensive Kyurem, which can take hits, basically any hit from this, especially if it goes for Z Solar Beam or T-Bolt. These are both resisted, and even from fire attacks that take less than half by him. He's a choice specs variant. But like you can see right here, he turns out to not be choiced because he picks up the Flame Charge. And from his damage I can tell he's minus special attack, minus attack nature. It's not a big surprise. He gets a crit, which doesn't really matter. Like you can see, that does very little damage. And like I see, since he brought in with Affinia, I'm definitely expecting to be the Solar Beam or Thunderbolt, something like that. So I just stay in right here, go for Fusion Bolt, Drit KO this thing being at half. And like I see, he does bust off the Z moves. I think, okay, most likely Fire him Z. I go to the Calc, I can take that even if he's Modest. But if you already remember what stance that was, that is actually Fire him Z, so he has Z, Focus Blast, and I basically, there's no use in calcing this. Let's just see if my Kyurem can lift this, because I already used my time calcing on the Fire Z move to see how, if I can see if it's Modest or Timid. Either way, he goes Fire Z. Will this Spit Death come through, or is this Magmortar too strong? Like you can see right here, our Kyurem eats that up. We live on 11 HP, and we can fire off this Fusion build, which will kill this Magmortar. So the investment on Kyurem already coming in clutch, because a +1 Magmortar would have been troublesome for my team. But yeah, we are very bulk Kyurem, so we eat that Z Focus Blast for breakfast, and we get some leftovers back. Of course, they're very low right now. We can basically get the range kill by everything, but he actually does bring in the Empoleon to versus us. So I'm thinking, okay, this is already strangely brought as Empoleon. He might just be an offensive variant, he might be Scarf outspeed us, he might go for Acro Jet and kill us, he might be just offensive and know from that investment that he had to be very bulky, so we are not very speedy, and an offensive Empoleon doesn't speed us. Either way, I just want to scout out what kind of Empoleon it is. If it's a standard defensive Empoleon, I can just roost up right here. He can't Toxic me because of Mr. Terrain, of course, and if he doesn't flash, then I get a stop on this. So I just, for scouting purposes, I'm just going straight for the roost, potentially taking any hit, and like you can see, he does outspeed me already and goes for the agility. So it is an offensive Empoleon. That means I can't roost stall him, because Flash Cannon, yeah, basically Flash Cannon would kill me since he's an offensive Empoleon. Either way, I do get my roost up, and right here I can just fire off a Fusion Bolt, get a good amount of damage on him. Since he's offensive, I won't kill him, but I will bring him very low, basically in the range for anything to revenge kill him, so I don't seem too big of a threat. He did have the agility, of course, up, but so it will be a bit difficult to revenge kill him because he's so fast. Anyway, just firing off the Fusion Bolt right here, and like you can see, that does a butt ton of damage. Sadly, does not kill him, but yeah, you bring him down to the red crit, of course would have killed him, but he pops a berry right here. Oh, what is it? No, it is the weakness policy, so we are now in the phase of a +2/+2/+2 special Empoleon, and the big problem is, since I brought him so low, he is in Torrent range as well, because I don't expect him to be defined. He already showed to be a special variant, so this is Torrent range, and that means there's only one mon which can take still a hit from this Empoleon. Other than that, it will sweep me, and that is Tapu Fini. The problem with that is I only have Nature's Medicine and Moonblast I have to rely basically on Moonblast to kill from me. I have to hope that he is very offensive. Polion has barely any HP or special defense investment because it's resisted from the calc. It has a chance to kill depending on how invested he is. He does go Flash Cannon, Byron Kit. We of course tank that, and yeah, like I can see we do tank that. Now we just have to hope that this Moonblast will indeed kill this Empoleon. I have no idea if it's a roll. It all depends on his investment. We do Moonblast and we do kill him, and we are safe from getting swept from agility Empoleon. That is very nice. So Tapu Fini coming in clutch. Couldn't really save my Kyurem there. He does bring out back into his Kyurem, and that of course means he will go for his Sin Power. Try to bench kill us. Looking at his team, my Fini is now very nice with his team. Both his fairies did die. Magmortar died and the Empoleon died. He only has Kyurem left, Gligar, the Tapu Koko, and the Sewaddle. Sewaddle could be potentially a resist, but it's most likely normal or dark. So I do switch out into my Mesprit for the sole purpose of healing, wishing my Tapu Fini back up. Because having that at full health versus the team he brought is very nice, especially since the only thing which really can scare me is the Tapu Koko now. Now that his other mons did die, since I should be able to deal with his other mons. Either way, he just go for Ice Beam on a Healing Wish. Of course, I get a free switch on my Walnut, and since rocks are not up, I'm basically back at full health, and I'm free to just fire off a Moonblast versus something on his team. So you can see, get back to full health, and Walnut is back again. Mesprit sacrificed himself for the better good of getting my Tapu Fini back to good health. He does switch out in his Tapu Koko. This should do around 50%, even though I'm not invested. Just because Tapu Koko is not the bulkiest mon in the Pokemon world. Either way, we do fire off this Moonblast, and we can see that this will actually do a lot less. It does around 30%. I do get a special attack drop, and that means that this is a very specially bulky Koko. I don't see leftovers, so there are two things that could happen. Either he is a very special bulky, or he has the Assault Vest. Will have to scout his offensive investment to check if he's bulky or has the Assault Vest. Either way, I do of course hard switch right here into my Manectric, actually, because he's got the minus special attack drop. Doesn't gleam if his Scarf won't twit KO me, and if he goes for Electric Attack, of course immune. He does just go for a U-turn, which doesn't tell me a lot, because this was a minus attack U-turn, so he could still be bulky, he could still be Assault Vest. Either way, he decides to switch into his Kyurem. We already know that the Kyurem is not choice, because it did it switch up moves? No, actually it didn't, right? Oh wait, it did, yeah, was the Mesprit. It did go for the HP Electric and then Ice Beam. So it did switch up moves already. So we know it's not choice, so we can just go for Volt Switch right here. Electric Terrain boosted, of course, this is resistance, so it won't do too much, but we can get Intimidate off, which I guess doesn't matter. I'm not expecting this thing to have physical moves, but either way, we go for the Volt Switch and switch out right back into our Tapu Fini, because even if he goes for Hidden Power Electric, that's not Electric Terrain boosted, because once you go into Fini, of course, the Mystic Terrain goes up, so the boosts for that are gone, and Hidden Power Electric will only do like around 30%. Okay, once again, fire off a Moonblast. Either killing something, getting a good amount of damage to something. He does just go for Ice Beam, so we don't have to worry about Hidden Power Electric damage. And yeah, that does very little. That's like 3 turns of leftovers and a back at full. But either way, we get the first round of leftovers, and we just fire off once again a Moonblast, killing the Kyurem or getting a good amount of damage or something. He does go back into Tapu Koko, but seeing that the Moonblasts are doing around 30%, this is the most likely last switch-in of this Tapu Koko, depending on rolls, depending on his investment, and all this good stuff. Either way, Tapu Koko is now at around 30%. This time we are sadly not lucky enough to get a special attack drop. But now we have to see what we actually switch in to this Tapu Koko, and I go right back into my Manectric because it's still healthy enough to take a Dazzling Gleam from this thing. If he's bulky, I'm not twit KO. If he's offensive, I'm of course faster. If he's bulky, I'm not twit KO, and if he's the only way he could twit KO is his Choice Scarf Koko, which I'm not really expecting. He goes for Dazzling Gleam, and that's definitely offensive variance, so that means this is an Assault Vest, the Tapu Koko. I do just go for Overheat, trying to kill this thing, but he does switch into his Arceus Black, like you can see right here, and we do miss, which is not too big of a deal, because now I don't have the drops, and I can go for a full powered Single Beam versus thing, get a good amount of damage on this thing. Because what I'm expecting right now is that I'm Pursuit Trapped. He is an Arceus Dark, and like I already mentioned in Team Builder, the only reason he is an Arceus Dark is if he's a Pursuit Trapper for my Gengar, which is a huge threat to his team if he wouldn't have set Arceus Dark. So I'm thinking I'm Pursuit Trapper right here. There's no use in Thunderbolting or Volt Switching. It would do more, of course, because Electric Terrain, but that's why I just go for the Single Beam right here, trying to get some good damage on him. And like you can see right here, he actually does switch out right here, and he does go into Gligar, most likely predicting said electric move. But either way, I did just click the Single Beam, trying to hit so effectively, trying to get a confuse and all this good stuff. And this takes actually a very good amount to this Gligar. Like I said at the beginning, I expected this Spadef Gligar, and that's definitely not a Spadef Gligar. I go to the calc and try to find out what kind of Gligar that is, and this shows me this is a very offensive Gligar. He could still have the Violet according to the calc, and since I already saw Flame Charge Magnotta, I already saw Agility, Empoleon. He has definitely brought a very offensive team. So what I'm expecting right here is him to be actually be set up as well, because like I already know, most people try to use the fact that my team is rather weak to Edge Quake, and of course having an Edge Quaker in Gligar might be useful there. He could even do the Baton Pass with Sword Sense and stuff like that. Either way, since he's offensive, I can just go for HP Ice. It won't kill him, but it will bring him in range of my Gengar. And since Gengar is a very nice threat to his team, now that I know he is an Arceus Dark, and I can just kill him with a Fire Z Focus Blast. Bringing this in range of Gengar might be very nice. So I just stay in, go for the HP Ice, but like you can see right here, actually turns out he was not even a Violet, he was Choice Scarf. So I could have potentially known that something was up there when I saw the big damage, but the card still showed me there was potential for a Violet, and I think that was way more likely than him being Choice Scarf. But yeah, he catches me there, gets rid of my Magnetic, which is very annoying. But since I know it's Choice Scarf, I can bring out my Choice Scarf Crocodile and just scare him out right here. And yeah, I do just go for a knockoff right here. He might just go for Earthquake, trying to wear me down, bringing me in range of Dazzling Gleam, so I didn't want to risk going for Earthquake or something like that and him staying in, predicting to switch out. Either way, I do just go for knockoff. He does switch into his Arceus Dark, which of course resisted, can't get rid of the memory, so he does get very little damage on him. I have to switch out right here, but since he's Arceus Dark, my Finny basically walls him to death bar, and he's like a mixed one, or what you call it, a special one with like Thunderbolt or something like that. Like you can see right here, he does just go for the U-turn, and from the damage I can tell he's fully physically offensive, so I don't have to worry about Thunderbolt or anything from this Arceus. And my Finny is looking very nice in this match. His Gligar Scarf is not defensive. He only has Kyurem left. He has a Dark Arceus left, so Finny is looking very nice in this match. The only thing he has for my Finny is this Tapu Koko, and once I can get rid of that, Finny is looking very nice in the match. And either way, Tapu Koko can't even switch in anymore, since it will die to another Moonblast. So Finny definitely my win con in this match. I do just switch out back into my Crocodile, expecting the Electric Attack, or if he goes for Dazzling Gleam, I can still take that as well, since I'm still at max health and didn't go for set Earthquake versus my Crocodile with Gligar. So he does just go for Dazzling Gleam. Did predict correctly right there, or chose correctly. It's every time basically a 50-50 every time. I do take that at my chin with only 11 HP, and I can just click the knockoff button right here. Oh wait, no, I pull the double actually right here back into my Finny, predicting to switch out. Because he needs the Tapu Koko, I am just gonna double out into my Tapu Finny, predicting basically anything to switch in. If it's Gligar, I can get a good advantage with Moonblast there. If he goes into Kyurem, I kill that in Moonblast, and if he goes into his Arceus, I kill that in Moonblast as well. And like you can see right here, he does hard switch as well, so the double worked out right there. And once again, if he switches back out into his Tapu Koko, that is dead. So basically, I am free to get a kill right here just with Moonblast, because this Arceus, not Arceus, the nickname confused me there. This Sewali will of course die to the Moonblast, so he does just U-turn out, and basically he has to sack something right here, because Gligar can take one Moonblast, but it's gonna be 2 at KO'd. Here, of course, in range of Moonblast and Tapu Koko as well. Like you can see right here, he does just switch out into his Kyurem, and this thing will drop to the Moonblast. So we dropped one. The double worked out once. Now we of course have to be a bit more careful with this stuff. He already saw that we are willing to do some doubles into Finny to threaten his team, so we have to be a bit more careful with that now. Either way, he does of course bring back out into the Koko, which is the only thing which can scare us right here, which he does bring in right here. And now we have to decide, okay, do we predict the Electric Attack going to the Crocodile? Does he go for Dazzling Gleam on the Crocodile? If Crocodile goes down, this Koko just sweeps us, so I'm not comfortable switching into Crocodile right here, so I'm just double out into my Gengar, which I still have around. It will just die to this since I'm not Choice Scarf. I may be able to scare him out with being Choice Scarf. Either way, it does go for Thunderbolt, which should be able to OKOs, but we live on 1 HP, and we can actually Curse Buddy the Thunderbolt, so that is very nice. Either way, I'm just gonna sack my Gengar right here. He is gonna stay in and hit me up with a Dazzling Gleam, that is fine. But now, since his Thunderbolt is disabled, I'm actually don't have to go to Crocodile. I can just go straight into Finny, being able to basically, yeah, not having to take a Thunderbolt. The Electric Train of course is gone as well, so even if it wouldn't be disabled, I could have taken it, and I can just go for another Moonblast right here, basically getting a kill. That's all I'm thinking. He does prove to have still evolved, which I did not expect. I thought he'd have to have HP Ice or Brave Bird or something to deal with a special defensive Rantus. And the video is kind of lagging right here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we are back. We are back. He does decide to sack his Wally to the Moonblast, and that thing goes down. Since like you already saw from damage, it was a very offensive variant. Oh wait, no, never mind me. Never mind me. This battle happened a long time ago apparently. But yeah, he doesn't go down. He can go for one attack still, and he does decide to go for multi-attack, which seems to be his strongest move. If he'd gone for U-turn, something else would have died. So yeah, of course it's left resisted, and we can go for another Moonblast. And now it's 2-2. He only has Koko and Gligar left, and we only have Crocodile and the Finny left. So Right now, we are in the end phase of the game, and we are at basically at the deciding turn for this game. Because, of course, he goes back into Tapu Koko. And yeah, let me pause it right here and talk a little bit about why this is the deciding turn. And the video is still like, that's not my recorder's fault, that should be the fault of my... I want to pause it right here because I don't want to show what I do actually. Okay, sorry, I had to cut something there because the recording was kind of messing up and showed something before I could talk about it. So I decided basically to stop it and cut it out, and basically we are here again. That's why we have a little break right there. Either way, right here, we are at the end times of this game. We have the Finny versus the Koko, and right now it is basically 50-50 time. Because Dazzling Gleam wouldn't kill me right here, I can kill him with a Moonblast. Thunderbolt, of course, would kill me, Volt Switch, of course, as well. And on the electric attack, of course, switch out into my Crocodile, making that be immune, and then KO this thing with a knockoff, then knock off the Gligar as well, and go back into my Finny, and boom, we basically won the game, because Finny takes still hit from the Gligar and a KO with Moonblast. So that is 50-50 I'm facing right now. Will the Dazzling Gleam predicting my Crocodile to come in, or will he just Thunderbolt trying to kill my Finny? If I switch, he goes to Dazzling Gleam, I lose the game, I have to go back into Finny and I die to Thunderbolt. So if he goes to Thunderbolt, I go into Crocodile, I basically win the game because I can just pick knockoff, kill this thing, and then bring the Gligar in range and have Walnut win the game. That's 50-50 I'm facing right now, and in the end I decide to stay in right here. Because looking at all the factors, even if he kills my Finny with the Thunderbolt, I can still crit the Gligar with my Crocodile. So it's basically not a true 50-50, since I still got this additional crit chance with my Crocodile once my Finny goes down. Because I can still knock off kill the Tapu Koko, and then I can knock off crit the Gligar to still win the game. So in the end I decided to stay in right here, trying to catch him on the Dazzling Gleam, and then win the game with my Crocodile. So let's now click this play button and see what happens in the end game right here. The deciding play of this game will be Thunderbolt, so no, I get this 50-50 wrong right here. I did stay in with my Finny, even though I could have switched into my Crocodile, but like I said, not all is lost yet. I can still kill this Tapu Koko right here, and then it all depends if Chip can pull through and get a crit for me versus the Gligar. So we do just click the knockoff right here, we lock ourselves into that, and yeah, we do not kill the Koko actually. Like you can see right here, it was not a true 50-50 either way, because in addition to critting potentially, it was a roll versus Tapu Koko as well. Like you can see right here, it lives on a sliver of HP. Like I said, Crocodile would do around 30% to offensive Koko. But yeah, he lives on silver HP, he was not exactly at 30% it seems. But either way, this means we lose the game 2-0 sadly to the San Diego Chimchargers. But yeah, let's talk about the game. We do lose 2-0, we do lose on a 50-50, so there's not too much you can do about that. And looking back at this match, I think actually that Emvee choked the game right there potentially by going for the electric move. Because if you think about it, if he would go to Dazzling Gleam, he kills my... doesn't kill my Finny, I kill his Koko, he goes to Gligar, outspeeds me, goes for Earthquake. Then I have to my Crocodile left versus the Gligar, and Crocodile can't OHKO the Gligar, so would have to get a crit, basically. But if he goes for electric move and I switch to the Crocodile, I could win without getting a crit. So I didn't thought about that in the match, so I just thought it's a true 50-50. And yeah, maybe Emvee just knew that he could lift the knockoff and didn't know what other coverage moves I had and stuff like that. But either way, it's a 2-0 win for Emvee right there. But either way, talking about the match more, of course I did some misplays here and there. Some of them which I don't think are that bad, which I don't want to blame myself mainly for, which are mainly because Emvee brought very creative sets and very heat sets and stuff like that. Like the turn I had my Triumph in versus the Empoleon. I should have known something was up. Like, he could have just brought in Koko to revenge kill me. Like, no hazards were up. He had no reason to go into Empoleon over the Koko, which is weak to the fusion world he already saw. Then, so I should have maybe known something was up there. Similar the turn versus the Gligar versus the Manectric. From the damage, I couldn't really tell if he's a Violite or not, but I should have known that something was up, basically. And because he did switch out his, his Arceus right away into the Gligar, probably baiting the electric attack, not knowing that it had Signal Beam, and trying to get a free switch into Gligar. Because it was not bulky, it would have OHKO'd to a Hidden Power Ice, so that's why I didn't hard switch that in. So I could have maybe saw that in the game and should have known that he was Choice Scarf, something like that. But like I said, these are not really misplays I want to count on my part. These are all due to his very creative prep, I want to say. So I give more props to Emvee on those turns than blaming myself, if that makes sense. Turns I do blame myself though for example, when I had the Crocodile in versus the Gligar and it did just click Knockoff. I should have been more ballsy and clicked Earthquake there, either clicking Earthquake trying to predict the Savali, because then, of course, the game, I wouldn't kill it, of course, but I could 2-hit KO him, and that means that I either kill the Savali or he position to Gligar, and I could predict him position to Gligar, all this good stuff. It basically would have been a more different game. Or another thing I could have done potentially was just getting up rocks, because that would have made the last turn not even the roll with the knockoff versus my Crocodile. So just go for knockoff there was a misplay I blame myself for, and another misplay I blame myself for was in the absolute end, where I had Crocodile left as my only mono and locked myself into knockoff. Looking back at it and doing some math, I actually had a bigger chance at winning if I would have locked myself into Rock Slide. Even with all the missed chances, Rock Slide would have given me a high chance of winning, because it would have won, guaranteed killed the Coco if I hit. And versus the Gligar, I have, in addition to critting with Rock Slide, I have the chance of flinching the Gligar. So that's why, in the end, Rock Slide would have been the better play over knockoff, actually. Just giving me a mathematically higher chance of winning. Of course, it would have been still more likely that I lost, since the higher chance is that Gligar doesn't get flinch or crit, but it would have given me a better chance of winning. So, and it would have brought down to 1-0 only if I hit, of course. Because I didn't saw that the Coco was still a roll. I have no idea if it was in my favor or his favor. That depends on his investment. I didn't watch the team builder yet when I'm recording this. But yeah, these are the two misplays I want to say. But either way, it was a very exciting match. It came down to a 50-50. And that's why I can't really, like, say it was a bad game or something like that. It was a very good game. Like, it was a very exciting game because Emvee brought so many new and creative and stuff like sets. I was never safe. I never could say, okay, this will most likely happen next, and I can do this then, and blah, blah. Basically, every turn was a whole new scenario on what could happen, basically. And that was very exciting. So, it was a very nice game. Props to Emvee for that. His links are, of course, in the description, so you can check out his side of the match. Check out his team builder and all this good stuff. But, yeah, of course, check out all the links of the people I mentioned in the beginning as well. Give them a look. And, yeah, that's the also is upload. We did sadly lose 2-0. So, depending on how Joey and Gio play this week, the playoff race got so much closer, and we have to get a win next week. Otherwise, it's looking very dire. And next week, we are facing another strong opponent in Jolt, who is currently ahead of us in the division. We have just faced the #1 spot in the other division, our conference. Now we're facing #1 spot in our division. So it is looking dire, but we have to get a win right there, or it all depends on the last week's match, which I'm not looking forward to. I would have loved to clinch earlier than that, but we're sadly still in this through that loss. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, you know the deal. Hit up all the guys I mentioned, be it Emvee, be it the guys who record, and Jen for me. And yeah, that's all from me. I will see you another time.